Trade rumors in the NBA simply aren't going anywhere, especially as we continue to get closer and closer to the trade deadline, so we might as well buckle up and embrace it. So many players find themselves as the subjects of these rumors, and while most of the time there isn't any substance behind them, every now and then a trade goes down that literally nobody saw coming, and it shocks the basketball world. This is the kind of thing that Bleacher Report sought to tackle today, as they published an article recently proposing 4 deals that, despite being completely out of right field, could actually happen. And as you all know, on this channel, we're here to analyze these proposed trades, as we've done countless times in the past. We'll go over who benefits most from them, if they're even realistic, and why or why not they should happen for each team. Also, if you want to read the actual article itself, that will be linked down in the description of this video. Before we start though, I want to thank PrizePicks for sponsoring this video. PrizePicks is the perfect service for all of us basketball fans here because when you're involved, it makes watching games every night so much more fun and engaging. Basically, it's an application that provides you with lines on all kinds of individual player props, such as points, rebounds, assists, and 3-pointers made, and you simply have to choose whether you believe they will record over the set amount in that line or under the set amount in the line. Make your selections, wager however much you want to, and if your picks hit, you can win some big money. For some picks I'm looking at making for today's slate of games, I'm thinking of going with Steph Curry to score over 22.5 points, Klay Thompson to make over 2.5 threes, and Julius Randle to make over 1.5 threes. If this sounds at all intriguing to you, then go use the link in the description of this video to sign up today, and use promo code REFERENCE to receive a 100% deposit match bonus up to $100. Once again, thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the topic at hand. The first trade proposed in the article is between the Atlanta Hawks and the New Orleans Pelicans, and in it the Hawks receive Brandon Ingram in exchange for John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, and a protected first-round pick. These are 2 teams that, needless to say, are amongst the most disappointing teams of the year. The Hawks shocked everyone with a run to the conference finals last season, but that luck seems to have run out as they currently sit in 12th place in the East standings with the 3rd worst defense in the league, and on top of that, the chemistry in the locker room feels like it's cracking a bit too. John Collins has been verbal about his unhappiness in the role that the Hawks have him in, which is something that has been consistent for years now, and even though they did give him a lucrative contract extension this offseason, the money hasn't changed things on the court much. In his own words, the Hawks don't run any plays for him specifically, and all the points that he scores happen to come naturally within the flow of the offense, which is impressive seeing as he has solid production, but I can also see why that can be frustrating when you're a player with that much talent, who never has any offense run through him specifically. Because the Pelicans seem to be going nowhere fast, and the Hawks are also in desperate need of something to rejuvenate them, I honestly kind of like this trade. Brandon Ingram would be an amazing fit alongside Trae Young on this team, and John Collins would go to a team where he would be more of a focal point, plus the addition of the pick and DeAndre Hunter make it intriguing for the Pelicans. It's rare in articles like this, but we're actually off to a pretty good start. The next trade in the article is between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Washington Wizards, and in it the Cavaliers receive Bradley Beal and Davis Bertans in exchange for Colin Sexton, Kevin Love, Ricky Rubio, a first-round pick, and a second-round pick. Literally earlier today, news broke from NBA reporter Kurt Heelan of NBC Sports saying that Bradley Beal does not plan on signing an extension with the Washington Wizards, and in his own words, is going to be more selfish about his career. Pretty much every prior report regarding his future with the team indicated that he was going to remain in Washington as they prepared to give him a huge contract offer. But now, with that notion being more up in the air, of course the rumors are going to begin with him being on the move and are about to open the floodgates again, so it's no surprise that his name shows up in this article. Regarding this particular move that sees him moving to the Cavaliers, I just don't think this one works. The Cavaliers are one of the NBA's biggest breakout teams of the season this year, and they're firmly in the playoff race within just a few games of the top spot in the standings, so they definitely do have reason to be aggressive looking for a move like this that could elevate them even further. The issue, though, is that the pieces they're offering in this hypothetical just aren't intriguing enough for the Wizards, who would undoubtedly receive better better offers for his services in the open market. Colin Sexton is both out for the year because of a torn meniscus and is a free agent this summer, plus injuries like that can alter the rest of a player's career, so his value has definitely taken a hit. Kevin Love is playing well this year in his new role, but the Wizards have no reason to want to bring him in, and his huge contract, and the draft capital included, don't really move the needle enough to sway them. Obviously, building a backcourt of Darius Garland and Bradley Beal, while already having a dominant frontcourt talent, would be unbelievable business for the Cavaliers, but I don't think they have the assets to pull it off. The next trade in the article is between the Memphis Grizzlies and Toronto Raptors, and in it the Grizzlies receive Pascal Siakam and Chris Boucher in exchange for Dillon Brooks, Steven Adams, Zaire Williams, Jarrett Culver, and 2 protected first-round picks. Like the Cavaliers in the East, the Grizzlies are probably the team exceeding all expectations the most in the West, so their inclusion in these trades would be for the same reason mentioned last time, being to continue to build on that positive momentum. The Grizzlies are a team that likes to get out and run, as they're led by Ja Morant, who zooms up and down the court, and there really isn't a better fit for that than Pascal Siakam, who embodies all of that as a power forward. That duo would create some incredibly fun fast break opportunities, and the fit would be seamless alongside Jaren Jackson Jr., who can capably slide over to the center spot. This would create lineups where everybody can space the floor at once, allowing Ja Morant even more room to tack off the dribble, and when that happens, the Grizzlies become even more difficult to slow down. What holds this deal back from happening, though, is the fact that the Raptors don't seem to have any plans of rebuilding, according to reports, so the likelihood of them being sellers in exchange for more asset-based returns is slim to none. The Grizzlies have real reason to pursue this, but the Raptors just don't. And finally, the last proposed trade in the article was between the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers, and in it the Celtics receive Anthony Davis, Talon Horton-Tucker, Kent Bazemore and a future first-round pick in exchange for Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Aaron Nesmith, and a second-round pick. They certainly saved the craziest proposal of all for last, because this is a wild one. Both the Celtics and the Lakers are in need of big changes if they want to turn their seasons around, but just from looking at this deal, I don't think either of them are finding what they're looking for from it. Sure, Anthony Davis was having a disappointing season at the start, and he's also hurt now, but he and LeBron are still the core of the Lakers, and any moves made should be to cater to those two. For the Celtics, they're already a top 5 ranked defense this season, but their subpar offense is what's holding them back, so adding Davis wouldn't really change the fact that the team plays far too much iso ball, only now they would have even fewer contributors on the wing, which would then put an even larger burden on Jason Tatum's shoulders. It's a trade that definitely would shock everyone who follows the NBA if it were to go down, but it doesn't really solve any problems, so neither team have much motivation to do it. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what you think about these hypothetical trades. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.